the source material. So what's up, people, and welcome to another Alita Battle Angel discussion. Relatively shorter one than usual. And it goes over yet again another prequel discussion. Yeah, I've been making a lot of these videos, so I'm beating a dead horse here. But yeah, there's been a lot of discussions about the prequel in the various podcasts. So last week's Radio Kaos podcast, we chatted about it a lot. And in yesterday's Muscogee Creek's podcast, we discussed this a lot as well. And of course, there's a lot of questions going on with regards to, is Disney going to make a prequel? Will it be Disney that makes a prequel? How will they make it? Will it look like a Disney product or will it look like a Fox product? Is it an anime? Is it live action? Is it really a prequel or is it something else? And there's various interesting discussions that is going on. And from my perspective, I don't know how much of the detail I want to get into. But if Disney is making a prequel, which I don't mind at all, so long as they make a good quality prequel, and I don't care if it's live action or anime, considering the fact that the original source material is actually a manga, so anime will be perfectly fine. But if they are going to do that, there are a few things that I would like to request, although none of this will probably ever be heard by Disney. But here are my personal requests, and the reason I'm making this is for the discussions again. Many of you people who listen to my videos are very much Alita fans, and so how you feel about this. So there are a few requests that I would like to make to the studio and the company that actually makes a prequel, if there is one. And they fall into like three, so I'll just go over them one at a time. First and foremost, I don't care who you get. I don't care what sort of ideas come up. But what I do care about is whoever you get respects the source material and actually enjoys the source material. In fact, is a fan of the source material. If you recall, Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron were both fans of the source material, and that made the movie a lot more faithful to the manga, which for fans like me was a very positive thing. So my biggest worry is that if, for example, James Cameron or Robert Rodriguez is not directly involved with the prequel, whoever comes up better be a fan of the source material. So one of the requirements, prerequisites to being able to be either a producer, a director, or a writer for this product, if it's actually coming out, is that they have to read every source of the Alita franchise. And I'm talking about the manga, the novels, the anime, and the movie, right? And when I talk about the manga, I'm talking about every one of the manga. Original series, Last Order, Mars Chronicle, and some of the miscellaneous ones like Holy Night, right? And by doing so, whoever becomes the writer or the producer or the director of that will have a good experience. There is so much source material out there that they will have a good experience from that. Not only should they look at the manga, they should absolutely look at the Alita Battle Angel movie because it has to have the direct link and have no conflicts with the story and the lore that's being created in the cinematic universe. So of course, watch the movie, but on the other hand, also watch the anime and read the novels, the official novels by Pat Cadigan, because that also is somewhat canon to the cinematic universe. And once they do that, and once they have a good understanding of what Alita is, then okay, do your creativity to make a prequel. But the next thing, of course, is don't pretend like you can make a better story than anybody else, better than Shiro, better than Rodriguez, better than James Cameron. Make sure that whatever it is pays respect to all of that material. There has been too many products out there that have assumed that, oh, this is a different audience, so we have to twist everything around and make it different. And they've face planted themselves into the ground. The biggest one and the biggest embarrassment that I could think of is, of course, Dragon Ball Evolution. I think Toriyama had a rage fit when he saw what happened to his masterpiece. And so, yeah, whoever it is, make sure that you understand the source material and be faithful to it. And don't just say it as, oh yeah, I'll be understanding of it. You know, you watch just the anime and you go off and write something that says, oh, I could write better than this anime. No. Read the manga. Minimum, read the manga. And then watch the movie, watch the anime, and read the novels. And use the look and feel of the manga more than anything else as the foundation to which you are going to make the prequel. I don't care if it's anime. I don't care if it's live action. What I want to see is a good product regardless of which medium you use. And so, yeah, that is my first request. And I hope whoever's overseeing this does open that requirement and then opens a budget. I mean, it's a minimum budget to buy that entire comic series when you're talking about these large productions from Hollywood. So spend that budget to get a copy of the manga to every one of these people who will be directly involved with writing the story. Okay, so that's one. Two, and this is one that I think everybody in the fandom has agreed upon. Whoever starts writing this material, make sure you consult it with Yukito Kishiro. And once the script is made, go to him and discuss how this is going to be done. And if he doesn't like it, then listen to that person. Don't just discuss it and say, oh yeah, I discussed it and he hated everything, but we're going to go ahead with it anyway. No. And don't say, well, I discussed it with him and he was uncomfortable, so I talked him into it. No. If he doesn't like it, then don't do it. And he's been open enough so far that he actually liked the James Cameron version of the movie, considering that there has been differences between the movie and the comic. And so I think he's open to changes. It just has to have that look and feel. One of the things I worry about is the fall, as much as I have the image in the background, has such a mundane story to the prequel that I definitely don't want to see that as the official prequel that eventually will become canon. Now, I got a feeling it might end up that way, in which case I hope you become really creative and can turn something that mundane and that stereotype into something that is a lot more unique and more towards what you would see in the source material. This is very formulistic, the short video of the fall. And so I hope they don't go there and think about what they can do. If you want to do something better, do something better than the fall. Okay. And the last one. I heard from Muscogee Creek's podcast. I can't remember who mentioned this, and I apologize to this. But somebody mentioned that Disney is looking into hiring a Japanese anime studio to make some of the Star Wars content. Now, I think that's great, because, the Japanese anime companies are very, very good, especially if you choose a really good one. And so, with Alita, they could do the same thing. And since Alita's original source material is from the manga industry, then having the anime company draw Alita so that it's kind of reminiscent of the cinematic universe Alita, but in the anime manga style that actually is very similar to Kishiro's drawing style, then I think that will be good. One of the good things about Japanese anime studios is they're very, very good at duplicating the art style that each one of these manga authors, or as the Japanese would say, mangaka, have, right? And so if you want to take something that has the image of Alita Battle Angel, the berserker body or whatever that you saw, the uniforms that they have for their berserkers, that's fine. But make sure that the drawing style then reflects back to something that you could relate to Kishiro's work. Try not to make it into something like Elsa, which I mentioned in the podcast, but I don't think if Disney does go with a Japanese anime company, why would they make it like a Elsa from Frozen image, right? So I think by going to a Japanese anime company, that will be good. They'll step out of the boundaries of what you might call a Disney image and go back to the anime image, which would be very reminiscent of what the source material is like. And so by doing that, I think the image, the look and feel of the image of the animation would look very much like what you can expect from the source material, and I think that would be fantastic. There are companies out there like Ufotable, who did the Demon Slayer series, that do outrageously beautiful animation. And so if Disney wants to, considering the fact that they have so much clout, they probably can hire one of these outrageously good studios to make the animation. But with that said, in Japan, Battle Angel Alita or GUNNM is not a well-known manga. So even if you hire a Japanese studio to make the animation, don't leave it up to them and say, okay, we're done. You do what you want to do. And since you're a Japanese animation company, you'll probably do good with the source material. A lot of the people don't know the source material. So if you're going to go back to Japan to have them create the animation, use their writers, that's fine. Make sure their writers read the entire series of GUNNM, Last Order, Mars Chronicle, and in fact the Pat Cadigan novels and the Alita Battle Angel movie. The OVA is already part of the movie as far as story is concerned, so it doesn't really add too much more, with the exception of the music. I always love the music from the OVA, and if they could put that in, that would be always good. But in any case, those are my 3 requests. So the first one, which is the most important, please, whoever is directly involved with creating the material for the prequel or the anime or whatever it is, make sure that they have read, watched, listened to all of the sources out there and have respect and have fascination with the material without a mindset that I could one-up them and make something better. Please don't do that. Please make sure that they understand that it has to fit into all of that. And of course, if you're going with a Japanese animation, that will be great. And make sure whoever makes it consults with Kishiro Sensei and pays their respect once again to Kishiro Sensei, so that whatever his comments are, and if he's uneasy with it, it's not talked out of, but it's listened to. Okay, so that's about it. This was just my little rambling of what I hope the studios will do. And considering the fact that the source material is so good, and you see such a good rating even in the in the Amazon, for example, where they're selling the source material, that seems to indicate that whoever experiences this usually finds it to be very positive, the comics. So if that's the case, all the studio has to do is try not to do anything fancy, but to respect and make a material that goes well with the look and feel of the source material. Anyway, that's about it. Sorry for the rambling, but if you have any comments, I would like to hear from you if you feel that way or if you feel any different. And I'll continue to try to make more normal Battle Angel Alita videos in the future. And I hope you join me at that time. Until the next episode, thank you very much. And as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.